I'm Justin DePago in the side yard of my 1915 house. This is the portion of the house that was added onto about a decade ago. Not the garage, but that window and this little side door and entry porch. It's a concrete porch, but they covered it with tile. You see that? Now, that tile is the same as is in the bathroom upstairs and the guest bath downstairs. I'm guessing that they got a price on it. Anyway, this is not exterior tile. It's made for bathrooms, which means it's not porous, because when you're putting in tile in the bathroom, you don't want it to be porous. You want it to be completely waterproof so that water doesn't get through the tile and into the substructure. But outside is different because it's been rainy here and it's also been damp, which means that after the rain sheds off the tile, it doesn't dry. So because this tile is completely not porous, just a little film of water sits on top of it, and that means it makes it very slippery. I mean, this is why bathrooms are slippery. I've been aware of this since I moved in, but today I finally slipped and fell. I didn't really hurt myself, but I did get myself a little ding, and there's going to be a bruise there, I'm sure. And I'm like angry, so finally I'm ripping it up. So this is going to be just a quick little project. I started with this because it was close at hand, but I went and got this because it's better. But you can see all those streaks on there? That's because water just sits and creates a little layer that wants you to fall down. So this is coming up before anybody else and before I slips on it again. Eventually, I'm going to grind this down, and I'll just leave it bare concrete. Maybe I'll stain it. That'll be a lot safer. The concrete is porous, so it'll absorb the water just like the driveway does. All right. Now that I'm looking closer at it, look at what a crappy job they did here on the edge. They just let this whole mortar bed squeeze out from under the tile, and they didn't even clean it up. Look at all this. Work like that. I mean, even if I hadn't just slipped and fell on my way up these stairs, work like that just pisses me off. I mean, you know, it's one thing to not really know very well what you're doing. Like, for instance, putting these tiles down here is in an appropriate place for this particular kind of tile, but I could see someone having the skill set to put tile down but not knowing that particular piece of information. On the other hand, not caring that all of that mortar squeezed out from underneath the tile. I mean, anybody can see that. Anyway, this is an exercise in frustration right now, and I'm gonna get out as much of this as I can before dinner. I'm just glad that it was me that slipped and not a guest, because that's just not a good way to welcome someone to your new home. By the way, I did go and put my safety glasses on. I was upset, but I was smart enough to go do that. Even this bare mortar bed is going to be safer than this tile. This is a precision instrument. This is a precision instrument, so don't be rash. Okay, in anger, I was doing this all wrong. So, let me show you the proper way to use this sledgehammer. I'll show you again what I was doing wrong. I've reached the top of the landing here, the actual porch. So what I was doing wrong was I was just giving the tile a great big bash right in the center. And so what's going to happen is you're going to take a little chip out of it, which is satisfying but is not actually productive. Instead, what you want to do is work the edges and nibble away at it, and then you'll actually get somewhere. And let the weight of the tool, you don't have to use a lot of muscle to do this, just let the weight of the tool do it for you. So you see I just took a little divot out of the tile there, but if I hit it here with less force, basically I'm just sort of dropping the hammer, and then it comes right up. Obviously this is a job that you can't really do halfway in a place like this. Once you start, you've got to finish, because this is the way into the house. So I'm going to finish this up as quickly as I can, because I have guests coming. and you get to a certain spot, be careful because these are sharp. Hit your flat bar and see if you can, if you're lucky, you can get whole tiles to come up at once, especially when the install wasn't done that well. Some of these are laid in so poorly that I don't even need to hit the flat bar with a hammer. I can just pry them right off. And then others, I need to bust them all apart. All right, I'm pressed for time. I'm losing daylight, and like I said, I have a friend coming over. You know, I don't want anybody to fall down these stairs but me. So that's the demo part that's done. As with all projects, the most important steps are always prep. I did none. Safety, I did put these on, but I'm also bleeding. So put your gloves on. And clean up, which I now have quite a bit to do. But I'm gonna get cleaned up. Here's the new back entry to 1915 house. So if you enjoyed this impromptu piece of destruction, then please like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, and thank you, and we'll see you next time.